Sir Early, North Carolina, 252 region. Told y'all I was coming back with another Tupac story. This one juicy. This one juicy. Y'all, y'all always heard stories about Faith and Tupac, right? Was it real? Was it fake? Yo, it's too many credible people, yo. It's like telling like certain incidents and certain times where Faith was with Tupac. You get what I'm saying? And during the time of the Biggie and Tupac quarrels. And the sad thing about it, they was like Biggie knew about it, and Biggie was really hurt from it. So that's why y'all heard that song. Y'all remember Biggie made that song one time with Lil Kim in it, and like in the video in them scenes, like Biggie busts up in his crib and shit, and he started kicking, throwing Faith shit out. All of that shit is like based off reality. But y'all look at this picture and stuff too. This was the picture the same night of she's supposed to have met Pac and shit like that. And did y'all know that y'all know Pac got a song Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. Faith Evans was on the original vocals. And this is the night from it. I ain't gonna say I'm an accurate, good judge of character, but man, you can look all in her face and see she high and down for whatever. And that's Tupac. That was Tupac was in his prime and shit too. Come on now. Know them legs was towards the ceiling. Y'all listen at this though. We 2 minutes in, I'm chattering. Y'all listen at the juicy.
I mean, she even lied more than I said she did once Drew Down basically spoke out about how the situation was when she came to the hotel.
Excuse me.
Because in the book, she basically said that after they recorded the Wonder Why They Call You Bitch, that Tupac had told her that the money was at the hotel and his manager would be bringing it over to the hotel, and that was the reason why she went back to the hotel. But from what Drew Down basically said, he basically said that Tupac, him, and Big Sight was already at the hotel. And Drew Down said basically he had some girls there already and said, and then Tupac said, oh, no, don't worry about it, because I got somebody coming. And you know what I mean? When, wait till she get here, you going to trip out, who it is that's coming. And, Drew Down was like, yo, who? So, when she knocked on the door and Tupac was like, yo, go get the door, you know what I mean? And he went and got the door. And like I said, he said he didn't even recognize her when she came in until she kind of walked in and was like, who was that? And then she spoke to Drew Down, was like, hey, what's up, Drew? And and Drew Down was like, who was that? I was like, Faith. He was like, oh, you know what I mean? Because he had just seen her at some award show or something like that. And so, like I said, that only just, proves that she only used Tupac in her book to help sell her book. Most people don't understand that Tupac was used as the catalyst to sell her book. When they brought the book out, which I come to find out, they used those quotes from the book to basically get people's attention. And like I said, she basically lied. And like I said, once again, when you think about it, Drew Down coming out and saying that, it just proves it a little bit more. But what I want to say that I didn't say before was, most people don't understand. When I came out, I didn't come out to try to disrespect. I came out to correct the historical narrative that there was something that Tupac did to Faith Evans that was wrong. And that's not the truth. And I want you to understand this. Like I said, and I'm going to go through it so that you really, really clearly understand it. And I'm not going to really speak on this again. So like I said, on the 18th of October 1995, we were at the Hollywood Athletic Club. Faith went back to the hotel for the first time. That night, after the Hollywood Athletic Club. She went back to Tupac's hotel at the Peninsula Hotel. The next day, they went to the studio to record You Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. That was October 19th, 1995, right? After the studio, now we know from what Drew Down basically said, she claimed that they went back to the studio together. That didn't happen. So that's more clarification on it. We also know that the $25,000 that she had claimed that he had promised her was basically a myth, because we know now that she came back separately from that time.
Yep.
But what I want you to understand is this. Faith Evans basically said that the night of the 19th, and it would happen on October 19th, that Tupac kicked her out of his hotel room. He said a whole bunch of salacious, disrespectful stuff to her, and he basically disrespected her in front of nobody at that particular time, as we knew of, because it was him and her in the hotel, and which we know now it was him and her in the hotel doing what they did. And so after that, we go to 26 days out. And in between that time, Faith Evans had been in contact with Tupac 5 times. And what I want you to understand is, if everything that she said that happened on the night of the 19th was true, she wouldn't have been in contact with Tupac 5 times after that. We've seen the pictures already. But check. So on the 13th of November, 1995, prior to the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack release party the day before, Faith Evans basically said in her book that on this day, she got a page out of the blue from Tupac. You got a page. And she called him back. Now, if the $25,000 that you said that he owed you were true, are you picking up, returning any kind of page? He kicked you out of his hotel room. He disrespected you. He called you all kinds of B words and so on and so forth, because you didn't do the sexual things that you said that he wanted you to do. Or you didn't want to, participate in those activities. So now, the first thing, if you return the page that you're going to do, what is the first question that you're going to ask Tupac if you return the page? What would you ask? I'm just going to ask you, what would you ask?
Well, my 25,000 is.
Where's my money? Absolutely. And the fact, on this first time, after she said all of those things happened on the 19th, back at the hotel, and him kicking her out and doing all of this, she called him back from the page after he paged her, and basically they had a small conversation, and she said Tupac asked her, so what you out here working on? The question I had to ask, well, how would Tupac even know you was in California? Right. I mean, just think about it now. Like, out of the blue, you get a page from Tupac.
Yo. Faith, man. Y'all heard it.